Welcome back, nerds. Today we're taking a look at the upcoming Silent Hill transmission that was announced yesterday and is scheduled for Thursday, May 30th at 7 p.m. Eastern. Before we move any farther, you know your boy is absolutely streaming this event, so be sure to hit the bell icon, subscribe, and join me for my live reaction to this event on Thursday. Anyway, today I want to have some fun with you guys as we discuss every, and I mean every single possibility that I can think of for this event. From a brand new Silent Hill game getting announced, to getting that damn release date for Silent Hill 2, today's video will feature 10 potential Silent Hill projects that could be announced or shown off at the upcoming Silent Hill transmission. It's worth noting that some of these are very unlikely, and in no way am I saying that all of this will appear at the showcase. As a matter of fact, this list will go in order from what I least think will show up to what is most likely to show up. Anyway, my name is Ruben with Nerdspace Games, and this is my top 10 potential Silent Hill projects that could be shown off at the upcoming Silent Hill transmission. Let's get it. Number 10, crossovers. It wasn't so long ago that the only thing that Silent Hill fans had to look forward to when it came to this IP were pachinko machines and crossovers with other horror games. One of the most notable crossovers was in fact Dead by Daylight, in which Konami allowed the use of just about everything and anything related to Silent Hill. Midwich Elementary from the original Silent Hill game served as a new map, while characters like Cheryl Mason, Pyramid Head, and other iconic characters and costumes made their way over to the game over time. While other Silent Hill locations, including the town itself, can be explored for new maps, and there's still a few possibilities in terms of characters that could be added to the Dead by Daylight game, it is also possible that Konami could look at other games to share the IP with. Probably the most likely would be Fortnite, as let's face it, the game has just about every fucking IP in existence, including Resident Evil and Alan Wake. I should also say that I'm not a big Fortnite fan, so if Silent Hill has already popped up in some way in that game at some point, then please forgive me. Whatever the case, it seems like Konami are dead set on exploiting the hell out of the Silent Hill franchise, and I wouldn't put it past them to feature some sort of crossover with another game at some point in the future. Number 9, Silent Hill HD Remaster Trilogy on modern consoles. Oof, this is a tricky one because let's face it, the last time that Konami released Silent Hill HD remasters, it was not received well at all. Outside of some major issues with audio and glitches galore, probably the most notable feature removed from Silent Hill 2 and 3 was the iconic white fog scene in the town. Even still, what's even more disappointing in having an HD remaster that is inferior to the originals in every single way is the fact that neither are available on modern consoles at all. Meaning that if you don't have physical copies of the Silent Hill trilogy, or at the very least a PC capable of emulating these games, the iconic psychological horror trilogy is not available for modern gamers. So one way that Konami could appease the Silent Hill fans and gain back some of its fanbase would be to release an HD collection of the original Silent Hill trilogy. To this day, that classic trilogy is one of, if not the best horror game trilogy of all time. So bringing these games to both new and old fans of the franchise would definitely get the fans excited for the franchise all over again. Number 8, a Silent Hill TV show. If you were to ask me 2 years ago if I thought that we would ever get a Silent Hill TV show, then I would have said hell no. But ever since the last transmission, a lot has happened, guys. TV shows on streaming services lately have been killing it. The Last of Us was a masterpiece, and more recently, the Fallout series has done so well that it's motivating people to revisit the video games of the franchise. Hell, the Fallout TV series was the best marketing that I've ever seen for a video game, and it wasn't even intentional. So with a consistent rise in video game adaptations in the form of TV shows, I wouldn't put it past Konami to cash in on this. And thanks to the concept of Silent Hill itself, the TV show can explore unique and different stories that we have never seen before. The possibilities for a Silent Hill TV show are endless. They could go the route of an anthology series that explores different people as they are pulled into Silent Hill, or just focus on a self-contained story. Either way, the show could be a way to tell more exciting and terrifying stories that we've never seen before. And with so many Silent Hill games in development, a TV show could work wonders for marketing if the show turns out as good as Fallout or The Last of Us. Number 7, an unannounced Silent Hill game. It wasn't long ago that we heard rumors from Dusk Golem, a somewhat reliable horror game leaker, and confirmation from Konami themselves that there are multiple unannounced Silent Hill projects currently in development. With that being said, I wouldn't put it past Konami to announce a brand new Silent Hill game at the upcoming Silent Hill transmission. Sure, they already have their plates full with 3 Silent Hill games that we already know about, but that doesn't necessarily mean that Konami is going to stop announcing more games. Actually, I would imagine that Konami wouldn't have scheduled a Silent Hill transmission if they didn't already plan to announce a brand new game. Now, this is me completely going out on a limb here, but if they were just going to show off games that we already knew about, then why not join Summer Game Fest or appear at the upcoming PlayStation State of Play? Instead, they decided to do a whole showcase on their own. Why? Well, my insane prediction is that we'll see a brand new game get announced. And I don't mean another remake, that's going to pop up later on this list, so stay tuned for that. No, I mean a completely new entry to the Silent Hill franchise. Now, rather that is a supermassive Silent Hill game in the vein of Until Dawn, an unlikely collab and reunion with Kojima Productions, or a mobile game, that remains to be seen. But let it be known here and now that I think there is a small possibility that we could see a brand new Silent Hill game announced this Thursday. Number 6, Silent Hill Ascension Season 2. Without a doubt, the least interesting thing that could show up at this transmission is an announcement for a Season 2 of Silent Hill Ascension. Konami, please, I'm begging you, let this game die. It wasn't fun, it wasn't interesting, please move the fuck on. Now, I will say that I haven't played through the entire Ascension storyline. I think I made it to the mid-season finale and that was about it. So I could be wrong in saying this, as I don't exactly know how the season ended, but I could definitely see Konami renewing Ascension for a second season. I mean, it's a mobile game that's filled with microtransactions galore, and Konami loves money. It doesn't even matter how bad the story was, how bad the animation was, and how stupid the microtransactions were. If it made the money, you can bet there will be a Season 2. So friends, prepare yourselves for the worst, because that Season 2 could be announced at this upcoming transmission. Oh god, please don't let this happen. Number 5, Silent Hill 1 Remake. When Silent Hill 2 Remake was first announced, most of us were pretty hyped. However, there were a significant amount of fans that immediately said, what about Silent Hill 1? And for good reason. While the first game did receive a reimagining, if you could call it that, on the Wii, it would have made a lot of sense for Konami to first attack a remake of that game before the second game of the franchise. However, Konami isn't the only team to do this. Let's not forget that Resident Evil 2 Remake released back in 2019, despite the reimagining of the first game being 17 years old at the time. Yet Resident Evil 2 Remake proved that the 2 in the title wouldn't stop fans from buying that game, considering that Resident Evil 2 Remake is one of the best selling Resident Evil games of all time. Well, for those fans that were annoyed with the fact that Silent Hill 1 may not be receiving the same treatment as Silent Hill 2, then I have some good news for you. There is a small possibility that Silent Hill 1 Remake is already in development. And on top of that, it's possible, again, I say possible, in quotations, that it could be announced at the upcoming showcase. Again, this is all speculation, but when taking a look at some leaks and a potential slip up during an investor's call, it seems like things are slowly lining up for a Silent Hill 1 remake. Going back to something that I said earlier, Dusk Golem, a notable leaker in the horror gaming community, recently said that Konami had 3 unannounced Silent Hill games that were currently in development. This was excluding the short message, which we already got. Then when you add his leak to a slip up during an investor's call, it's possible that one of these 3 games could be a remake. Now, whether this was just an innocent mistake or something much bigger, that remains to be seen. But I like to believe that Konami has already got a head start on other remakes, starting with the first game of the franchise. Number 4, Silent Hill F. From this point on, I think it's safe to say that we'll probably see most of the remaining entries on this list, starting with another look at Silent Hill F. As of today, we don't really have a lot of information on Silent Hill F outside of the time period and the location of the game. As the next mainline Silent Hill game following Silent Hill Downpour, Silent Hill F looks to take place in rural Japan, set sometime in the 1960s. The trailer illustrates a new, unique look that appears to stand out from any Silent Hill game that we've seen before. From the iconic fog scene in other Silent Hill games to the new take on the other world of Silent Hill with some sort of connection to flowers, Silent Hill F looks extremely unique and exciting. Considering that Silent Hill 2 will probably release later this year, it's safe to assume that this game won't release until 2025 at the earliest. Even with that in mind though, I can't see Konami scheduling another Silent Hill transmission without revealing some more information and footage on the next mainline entry of the series. Honestly, this is probably the announcement that I'm most intrigued by out of every potential project that could be shown off this Thursday. The aesthetics and the theme of Silent Hill F has completely won me over, and even if Silent Hill 2 Remake fails to deliver, Silent Hill F still gives me some hope for the future of the franchise. Number 3, Return to Silent Hill. At the last Silent Hill transmission in 2022, it was announced that the director of the first Silent Hill movie, Christoph Gahn, would be making his return to Silent Hill, no pun intended. We were also told that Return to Silent Hill, the third movie, would focus on the events of the second game. Outside of who would be playing both James and Mary, not else had been revealed regarding this film until earlier this month. On May 9th, Variety revealed a first look at Pyramid Head for the upcoming Return to Silent Hill movie. Because of the timing of this first look, it seems likely that Return to Silent Hill may be farther along than we anticipated, and we could be seeing our first teaser trailer for this film at the upcoming Silent Hill transmission. Or at the very least, perhaps we'll get more information on the film in some way, including more of the cast or even images of some of the set pieces. With the upcoming release of Silent Hill 2 Remake potentially later this year, I imagine that Konami are working hard to get this film released this year as well to coincide with the release of the game. If that's true, an October release date for Return to Silent Hill might not seem out of the realm of possibilities. Worst case scenario, the film gets pushed back to early 2025, but either way, I don't see Konami missing out on an opportunity to show it off at the upcoming showcase regardless of when this movie plans to release. Number 2, Silent Hill Townfall. While Silent Hill F may be the game that I'm most excited to see more on at the upcoming Silent Hill transmission, there's no doubt in my mind that Silent Hill Townfall will also be shown off. Actually, I would argue that there's a stronger possibility of this game being shown off more than Silent Hill F, and I actually think we might get a release date potentially for this game. That's mainly because I believe that Silent Hill Townfall will be the next Silent Hill game to release after Silent Hill 2. Just like Silent Hill F, we don't really know much about this game outside of the brief teaser trailer shown off at the last Silent Hill transmission in 2022. Here's what we do know. The game is being developed by No Code and published by Annapurna Interactive. It's also being described as the start of an anthology series. My guess it'll be similar to that of the Dark Pictures anthology series from Supermassive Games. And since I brought that up, let's not forget that there were rumors a while back at one point that Supermassive was developing a Silent Hill game with Konami. Perhaps this project was going to be developed by Supermassive, but due to negotiations failing, Konami gave the project to Annapurna and No Code instead. Which, if we're basing it off of those rumors with Supermassive, it definitely seems likely that Townfall is going to look very similar to the Dark Pictures series. Number 1, Silent Hill 2 release date. Obviously, the announcement that has to happen at this upcoming Silent Hill transmission is a fucking release date for Silent Hill 2. I know, I've been saying that we would be getting the release date for this game for what? The last 4 to 5 PlayStation events? But this is it, I feel it in my gut. Again, this is where we finally get the release date for Silent Hill 2 Remake. And I'm banking on an early October release date. Outside of the placeholder dates found on a retailer's website recently, October just makes a ton of sense for a survival horror game like Silent Hill 2. Plus, if Return to Silent Hill is indeed coming this year, I would imagine that they'll try to get both of these projects released around the same time to capitalize on the hype for Silent Hill all around. On top of the release date being announced, obviously this means that we should expect a brand new trailer as well. This time, Konami and Bloober Team need to go hard and deliver here on the gameplay side of things. I mean, that last combat trailer that released really pissed a lot of fans off. Also, I wouldn't be too surprised if we saw some of the other characters that have been missing from the trailers, like Angela, Laura, and Eddie. The final prediction that I want to throw out there is the announcement of a Silent Hill 2 Collector's Edition. There's no doubt in my mind that Konami is going to cash in on this game as much as possible. And for good reason. Hell, I know if they announce a Collector's Edition that features a Pyramid Head model, that I would be all about it within seconds. So to recap, here's my entire prediction that we'll see from Silent Hill 2 Remake. A release date trailer that features more of the cast to the theme of Laura that announces an October 2024 release date, and a collector's edition for Silent Hill 2 Remake revealed with a replica model of Pyramid Head, probably priced at $250 American dollars. But that's it for this episode of Nerd Space Games. Hit up the comments and let me know what Silent Hill announcements do you want to see at the upcoming Silent Hill transmission. Also, don't forget to tune in live with me on Thursday, May 30th at 7 p.m. Eastern for my live reaction of the Silent Hill transmission. Anyway, thanks for watching, and as always, I'll catch you guys on the next episode of Nerd Space Games. Take care.